Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Universal Show, a Diz Unlimited podcast brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. They're experts at helping you plan the perfect Universal vacation. When you book with them, it costs you nothing extra on your trip, and you help support the channel and all the content that we produce here. So check them out, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, for a free, no-obligation quote today. And a big shout-out to our Patreon supporters. We couldn't do it without you. If you want to learn more about how you can get exclusive content from different members of the Diz team, you can head over to patreon.com/DizUnlimited. Today, I am Ryno, and joining me today is the effervescent, I'm saying that because you've cracked open a LaCroix, and it's the first word that came to my head, but the one, the only, Chloe.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well.
I said I'm well, but I'm lying. I'm on edge. It was a bold-faced lie. You're welcome.
I'm a little more well than you are.
I think so, yeah. You're better medicated than myself, I think, maybe, or mentally healthier. Yeah, under the
influence of LaCroix.
LaCroix will do that to you. What flavor are you drinking, by the way?
Black raspberry.
Oh, yeah. What do you think? I'm drinking the same flavor because you got it out of the fridge. I'm also the one who bought them for the studio, but I hadn't had it. I went in blind. This is the new LaCroix podcast, so we're going to give you our...
tasty. So.
Hold on, you have to do a little ASMR for our listening folks. Anyway, we kept them in the can, so I don't want to hear any complaints about gross cups or anything like that this week.
We're working on the cups.
Yeah.
We're working on the cups. We're working on the space, obviously.
We are.
It is the same from last week.
So this is just going to be the one shot again. We will return to the multi-shot for those of you who watch as soon as we get this all set up. Our cameras are in place and everything. We're just waiting on a little bit of a sign and to do some things with the rest of the studio. So thank you for bearing with us. And just to let you know, hey, I mean, it's probably in the description of the episode, but today we're going to be talking about Universal Studios announcing the dates for their returning holiday season. And Chloe and myself were little piggies who were very hungry and went to CityWalk to do a dining review of a classic here on the Universal Show, and that is the Bread Box Handcrafted Sandwiches, because...
Handcrafted.
New menu, it's drama.
It's drama.
But let's just talk about it first, because the holidays first, because it's not, we really don't know a lot.
Right.
Chloe, when are the holidays returning?
So, as we know, Halloween Horror Nights 33 for the year of 2024. I'm going to talk about HHN
the year of our pumpkin lurd.
Is it the year of our lurd? Is it the year of our pumpkin lurd?
2024.
I don't know about that. But supposedly an icon, maybe eventually. Anyways, HHN ends November 3rd this year. And then
I love it. I love when it goes past Halloween.
Me too. Then they have about a 2.5 week turnaround time. The holidays officially start November 22nd and run through December 31st at Universal Orlando Resort.
So they don't touch 2025.
They don't touch 2025.
I won't be seeing them when I'm 40.
Yeah, and I feel like, didn't the holidays start earlier last year? Like, it was pretty quick between HHN and holidays, right?
I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. I do remember it was like a pretty close turnaround. I think Universal has a little bit more breathing room than Disney traditionally, which is fine by me because I feel like I go through like HHM withdrawal, so I feel like they ease us into that real nice. Like, you know, I'm with the little like hints and things they start sprinkling into like the tribute store and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So
now the parade. Because the Mega Movie Parade's running through November 14th, so we're going to have that week in between to transition over to the Christmas parade.
We talked about it in the last episode. I'm so excited that parade is going to be around because it's like, I'm curious to see when the park starts closing at 5 for Halloween Horror Nights, that parade, does it go off at 4?
Maybe it's a 3 o'clock parade for them.
Yeah, I don't, so...
a hot one,
but it'll be
nicer out at least by then.
I think it'll also be fun to watch that, especially with like the Ghostbusters being in it, and then like literally going into being able to go through a Ghostbusters house.
Yeah,
very
just smelling the fog within 2 hours of seeing the Ghostbusters float. I'm getting chills already.
I can't wait for all the cool Ghostbusters pics we're going to take.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm very, very psyched for that.
I'm so excited
but let me ask you about the holidays. What is something, because literally all we know right now are dates.
Yeah.
And again, a Dreams Unlimited travel agent can hook you up if you want to start planning now, because I'm going to ask you, just quick highlight, what's some favorite things that you hope are returning this year? I mean, I know we can probably pretty much guarantee that Grinchmas will be back. I mean, I hope so. I mean, I love that Grinch.
Yeah.
One of my.
Oh, I love that Grinch.
I mean, he's like my highlight.
He's incredible. It's honestly like it's technically a year-round thing, but I love existing in Hogsmeade during Christmas time with the snow on the rooftops and I guess Christmas decorations aren't year-round. I take that back. Christmas decorations and drinking hot butter beer, and then they have the Christmas at Hogwarts projection.
What did you just say? Did you just say existing?
Yeah, existing in Hogsmeade.
What's that mean?
I love existing in Hogsmeade.
Okay. I thought it was like the term of a celebration.
You're making me have
something.
an existential crisis talking about existing in Hogsmeade.
Existential existence crisis?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I had heard that, but I couldn't process the sentence correctly when you said it.
I love existing in Hogsmeade during Christmas time and drinking my hot butter beer when it's not 1,000,000 degrees out.
Yeah.
And then the Christmas at Hogwarts.
Real quick, rank those butter beers.
Hot. Frozen, cold.
Yeah. Throw cold out the window.
Beer on the bottom. I don't know. The beer's good too.
I didn't ask you to rank the beer.
Okay.
I asked you to drink the butter beer. If they made an alcoholic butter beer, which listen, Tactical Brewing down the road, Thornton Park.
Yeah.
Baldwin Park. I get them mixed up. Anyway, Tactical Brewing, fantastic. They do a beer called Mo Muggles, Mo Problem. You got to go out of your way, get this beer. It's okay. When are we going? Traditionally made by a sour, but it literally tastes like the butterbeer from the theme park.
Or no?
Well, when you pour the beer, it foams up itself.
Well, yeah,
so it's not like they don't add it on.
Like butterscotch tasting.
Also, I don't want dairy on top of my beer because that curdles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they do use.
You can suck on a butterscotch while you're drinking it.
Well, there's butterscotch in the beer.
Yeah, I want more though.
Girl, you got to try this beer. You wait and see. You'll see what you're saying. Anyway, I do agree. There is something extra magical because that snow is year round in Hogsmeade. But then it's just like when they added a little bit of like assuming they do it, the decorations for the holidays. It really
and the
just
Christmas
adds
at Hogwarts projection show.
It's just also the John Williams score of Harry Potter. Just I feel like lends itself to a very like
Home Alone, Harry Potter. And a few of the Star Wars scores, they lend themselves to like Christmassy. So yes, Harry Potter is, sorry, I have like a hair on my mouth.
That's okay.
Probably a puppy hair.
That's right. Everyone who's listening can't hear it. So yeah, I look forward to that. I look forward to the Grinch. I mean, last year, the face character of the Grinch had, my gosh, he had like 3-hour waits. Crazy. He was a hot item, and I think he's going to be a hot item again. I'm going to assume that we're probably going to get the Macy's parade again inside of Universal Studios Florida. And one of the things I really want to highlight right now, just to like be like, hey, look at Universal. One of the things I love about Universal is a lot of their celebrations are included with your park ticket. Halloween Horror Nights is not one of those things. However,
true.
The holidays, no extra charge for that sort of thing. They do offer like plus experiences at some points, and they have in the past. I don't know if they will this year again, but it is one of those things where I think you get a lot. You get like the Grinchmas stuff, the Whoville area or the Seuss area and Islands of Adventure. Traditionally has beautiful decorations up over there, like in your face, like everywhere. It's crazy.
Well, I love the classic decorations over in the New York area too, just all over the buildings and lining rooftops and everything. But how could we forget about Earl the Squirrel?
Well, I was going to say, I think my number one thing that I'm actually looking forward to is Earl the Squirrel.
Yeah, of course.
So I love a good tribute store, first of all, and they knock it out of the park with really all of them. But really, the Halloween and the Christmas ones are really something special. Although the one right now is really something special. So again, it's just always special.
Right.
But Earl they've got usually hints of Earl start showing up in the Halloween one, and then when they move into the Christmas one, I think last year there was a lot of photo ops, but it was sort of like a Santa's workshop sort of a thing, right? And I just love that he's in there, but then I love that meet and greet.
Oh, yeah. I know. We finally have a meet and greet. That's really exciting. And did you see the latest merch that they came out with? He has a little girlfriend.
I don't want to hear about this lady squirrel.
I know, but I'm like, are they trying to push this to be maybe an eventual
You know who I think is going to be a bigger deal this year is Gurg.
Who's Gurg?
The llama.
What
Do you know who Gurg
is?
The Greg,
No.
but the E and the R are switched. Gurg.
What are you talking about?
Okay, so I started noticing it. I thought it was misspellings or whatever, and apparently they've leaned into it. And in the tribute store right now, you can see Gurg. I think it's Gurg, G-E-R.
Who is he?
It's a llama. I don't know why. I don't know where. It's like how Earl the squirrel became a thing. It's now there's this Gurg llama guy.
But Earl had there's a backstory behind him.
And I believe there is a backstory behind Gurg as well.
I don't know.
Well, we're gonna have to dig
I feel
into
very
that.
uneducated.
Something to stay tuned for, but that's just some things we're looking forward to. Again, we don't have any more information on that, but we will share it as soon as we have it. But if you're getting excited for any of those holiday seasons, obviously reach out to a Dreams Unlimited travel agent. For me, I can't wait because I feel like Universal really, like, August is right around the corner. Halloween Horror Nights starts in August this year, and it's like, that means like August through January, we have like Christmas. So much to look forward
Halloween,
to.
Christmas,
I just
Halloween,
can't wait.
Christmas.
Yeah. I'm fully getting into that Halloween spirit right now because for me that started July 5th.
And July 3rd, I walked into Michael's and I got my first Halloween decoration.
Yeah.
So I beat you.
So, well, I like to have a hot dog on the 4th, and then we move on.
All right.
Anyway, so speaking of hot dogs, and you won't find any of these here.
No, you won't.
At Bread Box Handcrafted Sandwiches. Now, this is in CityWalk at Universal Studios, or Universal Orlando Resort, excuse me. It is on the second level. You'll find it up if you're in the mood for a quick tattoo over at Hart and Huntington. Or there's some Froyo. Menchie's is up there.
Oh, I love Menchie's.
The Bow place is up there. It's over by the BK Whopper Bar.
Moe's and Burger King across the way. It's in the upper level by the Red Coconut escalator.
Yeah, and now we have enjoyed this in the past. We're going to do this dining review a little bit different, is what I should say. It's not going to be the traditional, like, we're going to go over and we're going to look at it because I've had a long week, and the transition period of Craig leaving versus everything else is just kind of like, I needed to do it this way, which I thought would, just try something a little bit different so we could sit and think about the food a little bit more, is that we went over and we had lunch there, a really late lunch. Basically, it was dinner. But
Dinner, if you would.
Yeah, so we took the video, we took the pictures to share with you, and we're going to talk about it as if we were there dining right now. So first and foremost, Bread Box Handcrafted Sandwiches. One of the things I really like over here is, one, they offer annual pass holder discounts, and obviously if you're a team member, you get a discount there as well. I like that it's kind of pretty straightforward. It offers sandwiches. Chloe's going to go off on it in a second. We'll talk about it when we get to food and everything. But, excuse me, it has a very, just like, simple and easy sort of a thing. I don't even want to say simple and easy. It is very easy, but it is I always say, sometimes when you've been eating at a theme park so long, I just want a sandwich, a good sandwich, and that's always my hope with this place. And I do feel like, we'll talk about the prices of everything that we got. It is one of the more affordable quick service options as well. I think, it's definitely easy to split sandwiches with people and things like that. So I think it had a lot going for it. We had heard that it had a menu revamp, or I don't even know if we heard. I think we just went one day.
I walked in because I was there the week prior, and I was like, oh, I want this, because I found some new favorites on the menu, new to me because I haven't been to Bread Box in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't been in a while, yeah.
I had a couple of things, and I was kind of craving it, so I was like, hey, we're going to Universal, let's stop by Bread Box really quick and get some food. And I walk in, and the menu completely changed.
I was
completely changed.
I went in with you, and it was just one of those where I was like, where's the hot? It used to have like cold sandwiches, hot sandwiches.
Where's the fries?
Yeah.
Where's the tater tots?
No tots.
Where's the chicken salad sandwich?
Yeah. So I used to get the tuna. And no more. So I will say this: the menu is really pared down now.
Yeah. The bread is still good. I mean, for them to be called Bread Box, their bread is still pretty quality.
There's a variety of bread on the sandwiches as well. So I'm just gonna, since there's not a ton, I'm just gonna run through you what you'll find on this menu. Yeah. Obviously, you're gonna find your fountain drinks here, like Coca-Cola, stuff like that. And you can use a freestyle cup here, I guess. You can get like a BLT, there's Sichuan chicken, turkey pastrami, Italian sandwich, whipped burrata, hot vegan, grilled 4 cheese, barbecue, brisket dip, and then a BB chopped cheese. And then you can also, there's one salad on this menu, the BB house salad, and there's a fresh soup of the day. Your side options are Sichuan ranch chips or a little small side salad. They also do 2 floats. There's a Coke float and a root beer float. And for dessert, there are 2 different cookies to choose from. It's a s'mores cookie or a strawberry crispy treat. And then they do have some beers on draft, which is the usual fare, like Bud Light, Yingling, Michelob Ultra, Modelo. And then what was interesting is they also had some Crooked Can over there, the High Stepper IPA, which I enjoy. That is a local brewery that is located in Winter Garden off of Plant Street.
And on draft, right? It wasn't even like...
It was on draft,
yeah, or cans.
Which is great. Yeah, 100%. So I really did like to see that. So we went in, first things first, Chloe, I want to talk, what do you think of the vibe of this place?
It's really cute. I really like it. I like the vintage like lunch boxes along the wall.
I do.
And the swing.
It reminds me of Roseanne a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lunchbox on Roseanne.
Yeah,
even though it
that's
looks
true.
and feels nothing like it, but I think it's just because there are lunchboxes.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Dan had like an old lunchbox.
Yeah. I've never had an issue finding seating up there, I think because it's kind of up and tucked away.
Yeah.
But there's a plethora of seating available. If you want a booth, if you want a high top booth, if you want a low top booth, if you want a high top table, if you want to sing and sit in swing chairs.
Yeah, which we did. we did the other night, and they're not easy to get in and out.
They're not. The table's too big for that area,
Yeah.
and I wish it swung a little bit more. I don't know, but it's a cute touch. I love the vibe in there though because it kind of feels like Back to the Future '50s diner soundtrack is playing
For sure.
and I don't know. It's a friendly atmosphere, and
I thought you were gonna say Friendlies, and I was like,
Friendlies,
But yeah, no, it definitely has that sort of old soda shop vibe to it.
Yeah.
For sure. I could definitely see that's
and
what
they
they were
have
going
floats
for.
there, so I think that's what they're trying to offer. But
Well, we made some choices on this menu, and
we made some choices.
we made some choices.
Yeah.
I think we each had something we hadn't had before.
True.
Chloe, do you want to go first with yours?
Sure. So I had the Sichuan chicken sandwich, which is Sichuan ranch fried chicken breast, shaved red cabbage, and Duke's mayonnaise on sweet butter bread
For $14.99.
for $14.99. And, you know, I was curious about the Duke's mayonnaise because I noticed whenever that was in the description of the sandwiches, and I looked it up, and apparently they must be sponsored by Duke's mayonnaise or something, but it's a creamier.
Do you not know about Duke's mayonnaise?
I don't. I mean, it's like...
I mean, I don't know why people go, but people go crazy for it. It's like a
Really?
big, it's like a big, it's like one of those sort of condiments
I'm not a
that
big
has a
mayonnaise
reputation.
girl, so I guess that...
Well, I didn't know about
Please
it.
educate me on mayonnaise.
I mean, I grew up above the Mason-Dixon line, so I have no idea. But it's definitely a southern thing, I believe.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's one of the states on the East Coast, I think, that is like started it, and it's just very popular. And I know people are very like adamant about being like Duke's is the best. And
Well, I looked it up, and it has to do with that they use more egg yolk in their recipe, so it comes off as more rich and creamy. So it was pretty tasty on the sandwich. The sandwich itself.
Was that the sauce in your sandwich?
Yeah, that's all that it was.
Okay, interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so sorry, Chloe and I, we should have prefaced this before we started. We did go splitsies on our two items. So
we can try a
I'll
little
let you give your whole rundown of yours, and then
Okay.
I'll give my feelings on it, and then I'll do the
Okay,
things in the mail card.
sounds good.
Okay.
All right. So the chicken breast itself was really tender and juicy and tasty. I really liked the seasoning that they used on it. It was a little salty for my taste.
Much like your attitude right now. Nailed it.
Wow,
Boom,
yeah,
roasted.
you did. But it was pretty
Did we
good.
get
It was
a sign for that one? It was like a
boom roasted.
I want to look at the genie
A
of the
soundboard.
applause sound. Yeah. I was like, I'll put it over here and I'll let you push the buttons. That'll be your button.
Yeah,
You'll be in
that's
charge of
perfect.
sounds,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to.
No, it's
go off
okay.
track
It's
there.
okay. I was surprised with how meaty the piece of chicken was for the size of bread. Like it was sticking out on all sides. It was looking good. The shaved red cabbage was fine. I didn't really notice it there. It's there. It's a texture.
Yeah.
The Duke's mayonnaise was pretty tasty. The bread was the winner. It's sweet butter bread, and it is exactly that. It was sweet butter bread. And I guess it balanced out the saltiness of the Sichuan ranch chicken.
Yeah.
Seasoning quite a bit. I ate my entire half pretty quickly. I was pretty excited about it. It was pretty good. And then I got the house salad as my side because they don't have fries anymore. But the house salad's actually pretty tasty. It's arugula. There's like some sort of lemon
Right here.
dressing.
Shaved red cabbage, tomato, cucumber, egg, house-made croutons, and champagne vinaigrette.
Champagne vinaigrette. No wonder I like
My
it.
mom loves champagne
And the
vinaigrette, yeah.
cucumber. It's a good little salad, which I feel like is hard to
love
come
that
by
it's
at
arugula.
Universal.
Who doesn't love
Yes.
arugula?
Oh, I love arugula so much. I wanted to put that on the sandwich too with the chicken. That would have been so good. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I would probably get it again. I also really enjoy the BLT, and I add avocado at Bread Box. But what I really like about Bread Box specifically...
Can you still do that?
You can. I asked last time, yeah, because I was like, "Where's the BLT with avocado?" I'm like, "We could add it for you." I was like, "Okay," because there's a regular BLT on the menu.
Yeah. Because it used to be like the BLTA or something.
Yeah,
I think it was,
exactly.
I'm like, they took the A out of my
They
BLT.
took the A. Where'd the A go?
Yeah.
What I love about Bread Box though is it's
Sorry, that's an alarm. I have to take a A pill.
Excuse me.
A chill pill. Ha! Push your button.
What am I saying now?
I don't know. They gotta be like old-timey radio
That's
sounds.
what she said.
Yeah. Whoa. Sorry. Derailed you again. It's like a game show. The goal is to try and stay as focused as possible while a neurodivergent person just keeps trying to distract you.
And you lose constantly.
No, you know what I'm gonna get you instead of the buzzer? I'm gonna get you the thing from Ghostbusters where you can just zap me when he's like a bunch of squiggly lines.
What I love about Bread Box is because it's kind of tucked up at the entrance/exit of CityWalk, it's an easy place to get to if you're staying on property, and you can take like the bus into that area and pick up some food if you're kind of tired of what the quick service has to offer. That's what I usually do when I'm at Cabana Bay for a couple days. I'll go to CityWalk and get like some Moe's queso, honestly, or some Bread Box, and just take it to go back to my room.
I really do love that there's like a solid, like, I mean, I don't want to say solid, like, I mean, we'll talk about that more in a minute, but like, that there is a sandwich place, because I feel like it's one of those things where you're like, like, it may seem boring, it may seem safe, but it is that sort of thing where sometimes you want that after you've been there for a couple days, where you're like, you know what, I'm not feeling all these like kind of crazy dishes or the saucy things or things. You're like, I just want a sandwich.
Yeah.
You know? So I think that's why it's important to do this review.
And a good arugula salad with champagne vinaigrette.
Oh, God. Sandy would love it. Yeah, so I have to agree with a lot of what you said about your sandwich. Not completely, but I do think it was a crispy, crunchy piece of chicken, 100%. It was way larger than I thought. I'd never really had I never had that type of bread, I don't think, before. Or maybe I did, I don't know. It reminded me a little bit of a Hawaiian roll.
Well, when you went to go cut it, you made like such an intense indentation.
Yeah, my hand like squished, and I was like, oh no, I crushed the pillow. Like, it was one of those things.
I'm like, that's your half, Ryno.
You know what it was like? It was like if a Hawaiian roll and a bao bun had a baby.
Yes.
That's what it was like.
I thought it was a giant bao bun when it first got to the table, the way it was like kind of open-faced sitting.
Yeah. And I will say, it came out and I was like, oh, that sandwich doesn't look that big. It was really filling, because I filled up on this like the half I had.
It was a big piece of chicken.
I agree with you about that purple cabbage though. I thought it was a little like...
It was neither here nor there.
It was there. It added a good, like, it was... I kind of wish it was a slaw. I think I would have rather it been like maybe a spicy cabbage slaw or something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe with like some sweet chili in there or something, but it definitely, I think it needed like, not to be like gross, and I hate using this gross, it needed a wetness to it. It was like dry purple cabbage that almost, it felt like sort of that thing that was just for texture and nothing else. And I'm like, it was a little salty, 100%. The bread was very soft bread. I feel like the chicken for me wasn't, so the chips, which I got with my side, which are one of the sides, are Sichuan ranch house-made chips, which are good, and I thought they were crispy and crunchy, and again, you shared some of that. So I thought those were really good, but they definitely, that seasoning came through a lot more on the chip than it did on the chicken. I'm not saying it wasn't there on the chicken, it obviously was, but I feel like the mayonnaise was fighting it. And so it was one of those where it wasn't really doing what I wanted. Like, I wanted the mayo to maybe be used to make a sauce that was, like, if you're gonna do, like, I know Szechuan chicken, maybe it's not really spicy or, you know, whatever. When I say spicy, I mean like spices. And it's one of those things where I was just like, I feel like the mayonnaise kind of cancels that out. And so I don't know that mayonnaise was the right choice, you know? I would have liked to have seen maybe a little bit more to it, or maybe like a side of something. I felt like it was just missing.
Like a dipping something?
Yeah, I said to you, because I said the thing missing on mine too, and I'll talk about it when we get there, is it was missing a pickle. It needed a little bit of, like a hit of that maybe like that acidity or something.
Next time I go there, I was...
pickle.
Yeah, I was tempted to try they have a 4 grilled cheese there, 4 different cheeses on their grilled cheese. And
Sweet Jesus!
Sweet Jesus, I know. But the description nor the photo showed a pickle. I should have asked, but I can't have a grilled cheese with no pickle. I gotta have a pickle.
For real? Not in the grilled cheese?
No, on the side.
You know that's the thing on like Lime right now. People doing like wrapping the pickles in the cheese or something.
I mean, I would try that too. I'm a pickle girl, but... Are you not a pickle guy?
No, I like pickles, but so help you God, if they're sweet pickles, get out.
Wickles. The sweet and spicy.
Ew, God, gross.
You don't like those?
No, nasty. Kosher, and that's it.
I like all kinds of pickles. I include
bread and butter?
all types of pickles.
Bread and butters are the ones.
Pickle equality.
I always think bread and butter is the one I want, because I'm like, bread and butter, you want the sandwich one? No, honey. No, I don't want the sweet ones. I like it where it's almost fresh cucumber. That's the one I like.
There are no pickles at Bread Box, which carries over into our next
Welcome
sandwich.
to our pickle podcast. Yeah, so the next item that we shared that I picked, because I thought it sounded like it was one of the more interesting items on the menu, and it was different than the other sandwiches. So I was like, even though it wasn't necessarily a thing I wanted today, but I do enjoy them, so I'm not gonna lie, I don't. I grew up with them, was the BB chopped cheese for $14.99. Now this was ground beef, American cheese, grilled onions, lettuce, tomato, and a special sauce on a house-baked roll. I did really enjoy the bread. I have to tell you, the first bite into it, I thought, this is wet. It kind of had that feeling where, like, you know when you've sauteed ground beef in a pan, and you didn't drain it enough. Yeah, and it kind of was giving me that vibe, which sometimes, you know, can work. I don't, you know, but it for me, it was, the first thing I wrote, wet, under my notes. It didn't really have flavor. I feel like the meat didn't have any seasoning with it. So here's just the thing. Like, the one thing I make is like a turkey burger version of this, but I do the same thing with like ground turkey, lettuce, tomato, onion, and then I do a ketchup mayo sauce and stuff on there, you know, and it's just and I'll do it on maybe like a Puerto Rican bread or like a baguette. What'd you call me? One of those sort of rolls. But I did like the bread. I thought it had the recipe for greatness, but it just wasn't hitting it for me. I did not like the tomatoes. They felt kind of, I know wilted is how you describe lettuce, but they were like sad tomatoes. I didn't like it.
They were
not
sad.
Not sweet tomatoes, sad tomatoes.
No, and that's how I felt. I had the whipped burrata last time. And then this time with this sandwich, and the tomatoes are my least favorite part all around. Yeah. I'm a little picky with tomatoes.
I'm realizing, I'm not, it's one of those things like I eat them because they're healthy. It's like I don't love tomatoes. But they should be, it's a texture thing. Like, it's like if they're soft.
I love grape tomatoes.
Yeah, those are fun.
On like whipped burrata especially, but we're not talking about the burrata.
So this was definitely a miss for me. I felt like it definitely needed like that thing where you like chop up a pickle to add some acidity and a little bit more texture to it. And honestly, I think it needed like a mustard, like just a yellow mustard. Mm-hmm. I was telling Chloe when I was eating it, I was like, if you've ever had like cheeseburger pizza or something like, where I grew up in New England, in my local town, there were, and it wasn't just this one place, there was a lot of places where I grew up, there were like cheeseburger subs. And it was a thing where you'd like, but those things were popping with flavor, and it was very clear that they had mustard on it, you know, and so it would get, or it would have a sauce, like a very prevalent secret sauce. I couldn't tell you what the secret sauce was in this. Probably something with Duke's mayo.
Probably. Do you have the description pulled up?
Yeah, it doesn't say. It says a secret sauce.
Oh, it's literally a secret
Special sauce. So yeah, that's the thing, Chloe. They don't tell you what's in those. That's what keeps them special and secret.
Salt.
Yeah, really.
I'm so thirsty.
It didn't really taste like anything. And so that was the bummer. And I was like, which I get. My fear was when I went to order it that I was like, oh, it's gonna be so heavy. It's gonna have so much flavor. Blah blah. And I was just like, it was the complete opposite. Honestly, I don't even remember the cheese really being very present either. It was very limited cheese.
It was like it was kind of in the juices of it, you know? And we ate it right away. And when I bit into it, there was like a layer of crisp crust from the hoagie roll that they used.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the bread inside was soaked through.
Yeah.
And that wasn't very appealing for me. It was like soggy and then like a layer of crispness, and it wasn't.
I'm gonna be honest, it was also a little bit smaller than I expected it to be.
It was a little small.
It was like one of those where like,
because this was the same price as the chicken, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if the bread determined the size or something like that, or if it's just how it was photographed. But again, I think their answer is pickles. They need a pickle or something.
Yeah.
Something, a little bit of freshness. It would add a little bit of brightness to these things. And I think that's what they're missing. So honestly, I think overall for me, it was a little bit of a miss. I took a picture of the receipt. Oh my God, stop with the alarms. I took a picture of the receipt to tell you all, I forgot to check into my flight. So I am now in a terrible boarding position for my flight. No, I had it set to 2 hours before. Okay. Woo! Messed up. My mistake is my win. Anyway, so that's what the alarm was. The other one was a pill. This one was for a check-in for a flight.
Good.
But I do have a picture of the receipt because I wanted to make sure I took a picture before any sort of discounts or anything. So it was $43.19 for the two sandwiches. We got a glass of water, and we got to talk about the cookies because we tried both cookies. There are two cookies on this menu. Like I said, for desserts, there is the s'mores cookie for $5.29, which is graham crackers, marshmallows, and chocolate chips. And then there is the strawberry crispy treat, which is strawberry yum crumb Rice Krispies. You tell me where. Let's just talk about these cookies.
What? It says Rice Krispies?
It does. And that's what I told you when we were there. I was like, oh I thought it said Rice Krispies, but then I was like, it just says strawberry crispy treat.
This is the false advertising of the season, folks. Yeah. So we got both these cookies, and they were huge cookies, like Gideon-sized cookies, right? Or crumble-sized cookies.
No, yeah, good. I would say a little bit bigger than crumble. I'd say like somewhere between crumble and Gideon's.
Not as thick, but
thicker than crumble.
The size of them.
Yeah, but they were a significant amount of cookie. You could split it with somebody easy.
And for the strawberry one, we were both really excited about the strawberry one because the picture of it and what we saw in the little glass dome, it looked like the little strawberry Krispies that you find on the strawberry shortcake ice cream bars that we've all loved since we were children. And I was expecting, like Rice Krispies right underneath that or within the cookie mixture or maybe some strawberry kind of swirled in, like strawberry flavoring. We've been into this thing and it's literally just strawberry crispy pieces, no Rice Krispies whatsoever, over a really doughy, gooey, but not in a good way cookie. It tastes like
I thought I'd lost
chewing
my mind.
Gum.
I was like,
are we okay?
I did it first, and I was like, I don't taste anything, and I know I have a cold, but I was like, uh-oh, and I was like, I'm gonna wait and see what she says.
Well, the strawberry.
What does this taste like?
Yeah, the strawberry Krispies don't have any strawberry flavor.
You tasted any strawberry flavor?
No.
Yeah, no, for real.
It tasted like a sugar cookie with some sugar on top.
It tastes like we ate the display that we weren't supposed to. Like it had that sort of feeling.
It had very little flavor.
Like texture-wise, it was fine. It was sort of that thing where you're like, if you told an alien what a cookie was, it was kind of like what they would maybe make.
Well, and for the price, I'd rather take my happy little butt over to Gideon's and...
we're talking about what's available at Universal Studios. I'd go to Menchie's or I'd go to...
Oh, absolutely. I asked you if you wanted to go to Menchie's, remember?
Yes, but that wasn't part of the review.
No, I'm just talking about what I would get instead of the cookies.
Voodoo donuts, cinnamon, the Cinnabon, everything. Yeah.
For the money.
I do not get the cookie. The s'mores one, I think, was a slight improvement. But again,
it was the same cookie mixture recipe though. It was that gooey, plain bread cookie.
So you could really only get the chocolate chips. You could taste the graham, but the marshmallow was lost, and the cookie was like, I don't know. This doesn't taste like cookie.
Yeah. It wasn't that great.
I don't know. It was one of those things where I feel like we've all licked the cookie bowl, even though they're like, I got salmonella. Whatever, I don't care. What is that?
Oh, yeah.
Who isn't even in that? And so you're like, so it was one of those where I was like, did this not have sugar in it? Did this not have butter in it? Did it not have it just felt like the things you said where it was just like,
I think
the
they were
flour,
relying.
the eggs, the water.
It felt like they were relying on the toppings for the sweetness. It felt like a cookie the Trunchbull would give Matilda. Wow, that's pretty intense.
Yeah.
But
no chocolate cake.
I will, I'll sign that. Yeah, I'll sign on to that. No, it really felt like they were relying on the toppings to capture the sweetness, but I don't know. That's why the chocolate chip one was a little bit better. The strawberry one just literally was nothing. I can't believe it says Rice Krispies online because it sounded like it was gonna be a Rice Krispie treat cookie.
No, it said it on the cookie too. That's why it was on the menu there because I was like, am I crazy?
Maybe there's a Rice Krispie shortage that we don't know about happening at Universal.
Well, or somebody just doesn't understand what a Rice Krispie treat because it says right here, strawberry crispy treat, and it even shows the picture of the cookie that we got.
It doesn't even have Rice Krispies in that.
Yeah, so I'm confused about who chose to write Rice Krispies on the internet here on the website. I've noticed that though too, so just be careful of that when you're planning your trips and things is that the online menus, and it's not just exclusive to Universal, this happened in a lot of places I've been recently, use those as a guideline because I've don't get too excited about some stuff because I've done that recently when I've gone and I'm like, oh, your menu online, and they're like, oh, well, you want to eat here or not? Don't be mean to me. So yeah, that's it. I feel like this was a big miss for me.
This was a miss for me today as well. I was surprised in the Sichuan chicken, but again, I am so thirsty right now. I already went through my LaCroix, which if you know me, that's a little rare for me to go through it that quickly. Our food was really salty today.
And we drank a bunch of water while we were there too.
We
That's
did.
The thing. So
we did.
You know.
My salad was really great. I love that little salad for a quick, on the go thing when you're at Universal because it is hard to come across some quality vegetable portions.
They're like full-size salad is the BB house salad. So it's basically the burger but made with the house with the
It's not the burger.
Oh, it's just...
BB is Bread Box.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I'm like, a burger salad.
Couldn't figure out what BB was before when we were looking at the menu.
Bread
There we
Box.
go. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I can't recommend it. I wouldn't, after this experience, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd be like, I think maybe there are other options at CityWalk. I mean, in terms of quick service, is the only thing, like, this is like BK Burger Bar. Moe's. Is Panda still there?
You know what? Go to Bayliner Diner at Cabana Bay. That's what
We'll
I
get there.
recommend.
It's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I'd maybe be like, go in the park? Go dine at one of the Harry Potter areas or something. So, well, that is going to do it for this little Universal dining review here. That are our thoughts on it. If you've been recently, if you've tried this new menu, we'd love to hear back from you. Thank you, Chloe, for dining with me, even though it wasn't the best. I do want to just throw it in real quick because you did say you had the burrata. I also have had the Italian sandwich there. That's what I got the night we had met up to watch the show and stuff. And I will say this, even though that's not part of this review, obviously because it wasn't paid for or anything like that, I liked the Italian sandwich. It was pretty good. I mean, it's no New England Italian sandwich, and I'll keep being that guy lately. It keeps being like, it's no New England. But it kind of was like, I haven't ordered an Italian sandwich in like 10 years, so I was just like, you know, I'm gonna order the Italian. I saw a thing, I was swayed by the internet, and I was just like, it was pretty good. So
yeah, it looks good. I didn't try that one, but it looks good.
Just art, I feel like, again, I mean, you said you would get your Sichuan chicken again. Just felt like the rest of it was missing. You wanted the fries, you wanted the tots, and I do agree, I do miss that aspect of it. And it just is kind of like, I don't know that the sandwiches are standing good enough on their own to have, like, did the fryer break? The fryer kind of broke, and they're making the chips.
Right. They have house-made chips. Well, we didn't talk about those. The house-made chips with the ranch seasoning. You did?
Mm-hmm. You can talk about what you thought about them, though.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't talk about them.
Yeah.
They were good. They're crispy. They're good. It's not making me go to Bread Box just for those house-made chips. Those fries, though, would have, because they were like that double-coated crispy fry before,
So
and
I
the
just like
tots
the
were really
tots,
good.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I like a good tot. So, well, that's our thoughts on Bread Box at Universal City Walk here at the Universal Orlando Resort. And again, if you've experienced that menu, I'd love to hear from you. Leave some comments on this video. If you are watching this video on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. If you click that bell, you get notified whenever we release any sort of new content on here. If you're listening to this podcast, hey, when you got a second, if you want to rate and review us, that would be wonderful. We'd love to hear from you out there too. I don't want you to think we forget about our listeners, because you're very important to us as well. Everybody out there is. We just want to spread the love for Universal because we love Universal, right?
We sure do.
We sure do.
Especially this summer.
Yeah.
Fall.
And I can't wait. I mean, right now it's the place where I'm like, yeah, okay. When I was talking about like moving and stuff, I was like, I definitely was like, I want to stay for one more Halloween, and it's because of Universal, where I was like, I want to stay for Halloween. So that's real life. I'm not just saying that for that show. I literally had that conversation.
Yeah.
So that's, so we just try and give you an honest review as much as we can. And again, if you are thinking about planning a vacation to Universal sometime this year, which we do recommend getting in before crowds get crazy with the new park, you can reach out to one of the Dreams Unlimited travel agents over at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Again, if you book with them, it's nothing extra on your trip. It's literally, when you go like, hey, what's this cost? It helps support the channel and the show. It's just that easy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Chloe.
Yes.
We will return with some more Universal fun in the future. Until then, remember, be excellent to each other.
Bye.